quite frequently get asked what my approach is for writing harmonic guitar solos or harmonic lead lines in my metal writing. So I thought I would do a little video and show you how. So here are the steps. Step 1, find the key. So that riff that I just soloed over goes like this. So the first thing we're going to do is work out what notes are in that riff, and then we can work out the key that we're playing in. So starting off, we've got an A and an E, then down to a G and a D, back up to A and E, then F, E, D, and then a B flat. Halfway through, or in the second half, we're just bending from that A note up to a B flat. So I'm just going to pause here to say that if learning theory is something you've not been interested in doing in the past, working on your theory and learning how to use it is actually probably one of the most important things you could do as a guitar player if you haven't done that already. Just simple things like knowing straight away what that key is, knowing the scale that goes with that key, knowing the notes you can play, knowing the chords that go with it, knowing which notes are going to be quick to harmonise with. All that stuff comes immediately when you understand the theory. You haven't got to work it out. Ultimately, you will be guided by your ear, but having the theory will make everything quicker and easier. So let's work out the key. So we know we've got the notes A, B flat, C, D, E, F, and G. All of those notes are in the key of F. However, because we're starting here on the A, we're playing the same notes in a different order. So we are playing in A Phrygian mode because that is the third mode of the key of F. So it's an A Phrygian modal riff, okay? So now we know the key, let's move on to the second step. So step number 2 is to take the key or the scale and turn it into a solo. And write something that goes well with the riff that you have created and that you're playing over the top of. So in order to do that, it makes sense to have some recording equipment like, a PC, a Mac, an iPad or something, where you can record your riff and then record a solo over it and cut it and edit it and then relearn it. So I'm going to do a course on creating solos in metal and black metal because that is probably the thing I've been asked the most over the last couple of years. When am I going to do a course on black metal soloing and soloing over metal? So I am going to do that. So once you've created your solo, then what you need to do is learn it to the point where you can duplicate it and play it without making mistakes. And the reason that you need to be able to do that is moving on to step 3, which is harmonizing the solo. So once you've got the solo down over your riff and you're happy with the solo, then you can start looking at how you are going to harmonize it. So let's take some of the phrases of the solo that I just played, and I'll show you how I have harmonized that. So the opening phrase in that solo goes like that. Now the F note here playing over the riff, this note here. So we've actually got B flat and an F, which is a fifth. Okay, so we've got the other guitar is playing a note underneath that, and it's coming down to a D, which to an F is a minor third up, or F to D is a sixth, but it's all in the scale, it's all diatonic. So all of the notes in both of these solos are in the key of a Phrygian, okay? So and that is going over. So we've basically got a B flat chord. Then we've got that phrase. So the first part is just an octave up. Then we have, that's one guitar. The other guitar is playing a very similar run. So we're starting that run down a third. So one guitar is starting here on the F. The other guitar is starting here on the D. Okay, so we're playing a diatonic third down. Then we have this little. So we've got F, E, D, and the other guitar is playing. Again, we've got this F here and this D here, which gives us that same interval that we played a minute ago. So the harmonies I'm using there are on the rundown and the final note. Then we've got a little sweep. Both guitars play the same thing. Both guitars play the same thing there. And there, and then we have one guitar play the F and the other guitar the B flat. So again, we've got here a fifth. And then one guitar comes back up here on the other guitar. So once again, we've got a D and an F. And again, one guitar finishes here on the B flat, the other guitar finishes here on the F. So the main two harmonies that you're going to hear in there, other than on the, oh, I've also got this little, this other little rundown. And the other guitar plays. So again, we're starting, one guitar starting here on the F, the other guitar is starting here on the D, so it's a third again. And so the main two intervals that we're using throughout these two different solos, or throughout the same solo but a harmonised version, is a D and an F, which is a third, minor third, and a B flat and an F, which is a fifth. So those are the two most commonly used intervals or harmonies in those two variations. Now that's not to say with other things that I would play or write that I would use the same two intervals, but that just happens to be what I've used in this particular example. So that's basically my approach. So write the riff, work out the scale or the key, write the solo, and then harmonize it. And I would harmonize it just using mainly thirds, fourths, fifths and sixths, and that's pretty much how I do it. But as I say, the most important thing for me on that is knowing the theory, because when you know the theory, you can just go, okay, I'm going to play that one there, this one here, and you know where the harmonies are. Whereas if you don't, although you're always going to rely on your ear, because if I work something out from a theory point of view and I play it and it sounds crap, I'm not going to use it, and I will then go and I will look at a different theory approach, or I will then just go by my ear. But it gives you somewhere to immediately go to and will save you a lot of time. So that sums it up really. Hope you enjoyed that lesson. Make sure you check out my black metal guitar course. There's a lot of theory covered in that. Also, I've got a beginner's theory video here on YouTube. I'll put a link to that down below as well, so hopefully that will help. But anyway, take it easy. See you later.